The Core Values Committee, a group of volunteers, students, and teachers, has spent the past couple of years developing and articulating Wacona's core values. As many of you know, we've settled on the acronym RISE, standing for Resilience, Integrity, Self-Direction, and Empathy. The committee has decided that now it's time to bring this stuff to the students. Student participants of the Core Values Committee decided that instead of rolling these values out at a traditional assembly, they would engage in their homerooms in an extended discussion and activity. As such, Wacona will be running an extended homeroom using an AM assembly schedule this Tuesday, January 22nd, after Martin Luther King Day. The first thing you need to know as staff is that select students from each homeroom are going to be running this. Homeroom teachers are asked to basically run crowd control in their homeroom. The materials, discussion, and activities will be facilitated by the students who will be trained beforehand. But just so all staff members know what the general plan is, the esteemed executive commissars of the Core Values Committee have asked me to share this informational video with you. Here's what you can expect next Tuesday. Your homeroom facilitators will present a slideshow that has been shared with everybody, and they'll pull it up on a projector in your homeroom. So they'll have a title slide, which you can see here. They're then going to show a little explanation from Mr. Rob, which is an embedded video here. They then will show another slide, which is a student-made video trying to illustrate what RISE means and what the various words in those core values mean. Run the video. Once that is done, they're going to have a slide that presents the objective of this homeroom assembly, so all the kids know why we're doing this. Then they'll just share the agenda with the whole group and then move on to the first activity, which is a group activity roughly called Four Corners. The teams, it will form 4 teams by counting off by 4s, and these teams will each go to a different corner of the room. And each corner of the room will have a poster that says resilience, integrity, self-direction, or empathy. And with those teams, they're going to brainstorm and write anything they can think of about their term. And they'll have this slide up with a prompt on it, and these various prompts. How would you define this term? What does it mean to you? What does it look like? And after about 5 minutes or so, those homeroom facilitators are going to ask the students to rotate around to the next corner until everybody's had some experience with each core value. The kids have been trained in this, so they should know how to do this already. They know what to expect and how to run it. And again, if they panic, the slide here explains it. Once that is done, they're going to bring the whole class together, the homeroom together, and they're going to facilitate a discussion or centered around any or all of these questions you see here. This will be roughly about a 5 to 10 minute conversation to bring everything together. And then before we wrap things up, there'll be one final task, which is a wrap up and post-it note activity. And the students are going to have this slide presented in front of them, which they will choose one of the 4 core values that means the most to them and write on a post-it note what it means to them or anything off these prompts. Once that is done, we ask that homeroom teachers take those post-it notes, or the facilitators take those post-it notes, and we get them to the office as soon as possible. And that should be it, and we'll run our regular schedule. Again, if you have any questions, please contact either Mr. Rob or Mr. Shannon or myself, Mr. Patton, and we can hopefully answer any questions that you have.